This is another episode of Unpack the Podcast.
I don't feel so good.
We're going to talk about our favorite movies today.
I got the plague on Easter weekend. I'd like to just point. I blame my students and Ryan. He was sick with it last week.
We were supposed to have Easter on Saturday, because that's when we usually do like our Thanksgivings and whatever's. We do it on the Saturday so everybody can go off and...
Hi, kitten.
She's like, excuse me, I'd like to be part of this. So that everybody could go off on Sunday and Monday and do whatever they have to do. So we were going to do... Oh, so nice.
Gotta sleep right there. And purr. Good girl. Yeah. But we didn't
because this one got sick and then couldn't cook. And then we were going to do it today.
Well, I didn't have a
but
container.
She forgot to buy the thing to put the turkey in.
It's been a hard week. We forgot. The mom ended up in the ER. She's fine. And
you almost fainted.
Ray came down. I was almost fainting because I was so sick. It's been a weekend, guys.
She's like, you're squishing me.
No, I wasn't squishing her.
So now we're going to have a good time and we're going to talk.
It's true.
But you know what else we've been doing? We've been doing a Star Wars marathon. It was our compromise because I said, listen, you're sick. We don't really have much to do on this weekend. So we're either doing a Harry Potter marathon or we're doing a Star Wars marathon. And I'm okay with both. But if you pick Star Wars, we have to watch it the way that I want to watch it.
And everybody knows that's
1,
wrong.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Everybody
9.
knows that's wrong.
It's not wrong. It's the way that you should watch it. But anyways, that's what we're doing. So far, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4.
The cat wants to take all the attention today.
She can because she's so cute. And if this is what she wants the podcast to be,
we'll just focus it on her. Lie down, honey.
The point of today's podcast, the point of Unpack the Podcast is our favorite movies, because you all loved it so much when we argued about our favorite Christmas movies. Now we're going to argue about just our favorite movies in general. But here's the thing. When we first debated about our Christmas movies, I was trying to debate without giving spoilers to the movie, because what if you wanted to watch it? So then I wasn't really like explaining things. I was just being like, go watch it. And meanwhile, this one spoiled all the movies for you.
Are you trying to make excuses for why you got rocked in that debate?
I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you that I didn't dive into what the movie was because I wasn't going to spoil it for you.
All right, let's stop. Are you going to spoil these ones now?
Yes.
Yeah, because you want to win.
Well, it's not because I want to win. It's just I didn't know the rules of a debate. This one's a school teacher. I know how to count to 8, and I usually start at 5. So
you debate with me all the time. This ridiculous notion, I just know how to count to 8 is ridiculous.
I think it's
you fight
accurate.
with me all the time. You debate. I say black. You say, oh, really, Joanna? I think it's white.
Okay, but because I'm going to spoil things when I'm with you, but I'm not going to spoil it to the audience.
Oh. I'll bet $25 that Ripley eventually knocks this entire camera system over.
Probably, because her tail is on the cable.
She doesn't like that it's touching her. She's like, how dare the cable touch me?
All right, let's get started.
Look at how dusty our floor is back there. What's going on?
Why are we
Don't the people come in here?
No.
Oh, right. We should let them come in one day. What's gonna lie in your hat?
Okay. Favorite movies. You need to pick in the comments which one wins the round.
Guys, it's not even going to be a competition.
Or if you have your own movie that you were like, you guys slept on this one, then what are we doing, Ripley?
Ripley's trying to figure out how to lie on a hat. Just go ahead, honey. It's fine.
All right.
You want to go first? Go ahead, honey. I'll let you go first.
My first movie is Jack. Who remembers Jack? Raise your hand in the comments.
With Robin Williams?
Yes. If you remember the movie Jack. Such a good movie. Listen to I haven't even started and you're
Jack?
already...
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, Robin Williams, amazing actor. You have a little okay.
I got it.
So you can't argue my actors in this movie because 10 out of 10, we all know that. You cannot. That's just a given.
That's
Ripley
Ripley's.
is going to be very distracting this whole time.
Don't do that, honey. Just lie down.
She's like, I'm marking it.
It's already marked. Lie down, honey.
It has a beautiful storyline of... Just let her, it's fine.
She's going to knock it over.
Of what it's like to grow up different. You have an eyelash on your face.
When's the last time you've seen Jack?
27.
I don't think...
I don't know.
Why do you come to you don't come to what is it? You don't come to a gunfight with a knife. Like, what are we doing here? You don't even remember the major plot points of this movie.
I do.
Okay.
He grew up really, really fast.
Guys, I'd like to point out, for any students that are listening, this is how you don't come prepared to class. You have, like, some vague notion. I continue.
There's no vague notion. He did grow up really, really fast. And then people made fun of him. And then people loved him.
The end.
The end.
Is that your whole argument?
Is that not a great story, though? It's a story about...
a story.
A movie. Yeah, it's a story.
There's no rising action. There's no denouement. There's no climax. Nothing.
Yeah. There probably was.
You know what? Are you done? You're done, aren't you?
That was my third favorite movie. It's not my favorite.
You know
but
what?
It's my third favorite.
I'm gonna go third. Are you sorry? You're not done? You're gonna go all the way through.
You have to stop doing that. You gotta look at that,
guys. Sometimes little hairs come down here, right?
It drives me crazy,
and it makes this one.
I'm just saying that there is a life lesson because he was a very nice guy, and at the end of the day, everybody loved him. And it's like an acceptance thing. Like, just because someone is different from you.
You keep saying the same things.
Because you keep telling me that it's not valid.
Well, but you can't just say the same things. You got to give me an example from the plot point, a storyline, a quote.
A quote?
Well,
this movie came out in like 1820.
That's how you do it. 1820? Okay, you know what? Only because she brought up Rob Williams. This was actually, I didn't know if it was going to be my number 3 or my number 2 choice, but I'm going to use Robin Williams because I feel like she's utilizing this beautiful soul of a human being to tip the scales of the debate. So I'm going to pit your Robin Williams against my Robin Williams. You ready?
I feel like we should have written these down first so that you can't just decide.
Well, I have 3 favorite movies. I just decided which order.
I'm just going to go, you pick this one, so I'm going to pick that one. No, we should have had them written down, and it shouldn't have been.
I already know your 3 embarrassing favorite movies.
Jack
was out of.
Not,
I don't. Yeah, did you just pick Jack coming out today?
That's wild. Like, you can't.
You haven't watched Jack in
know
27 years.
Movies. They're not embarrassing.
You just wait. Okay, so I'm going to pit my Robin Williams film, What Dreams May Come. Have you ever seen What Dreams May Come?
No, nobody knows what you're talking about.
Disagree. It only won an Academy Award, but by all means, stick with Jack.
Jack is entertaining. Academy Awards are just the people who have, like, the money or whatever, and they're the ones being like, yeah, I think this one should get it for whatever reason that they got, like, paid off or blah, blah, blah. So
let me tell you the premise. The premise is Robin Williams' character everything in this movie pretty much takes place in the afterlife. And it's not a fun beginning, okay? So in the beginning of the movie, or around the beginning of the movie, his 2 kids end up getting in a car accident. They move on. His wife is so depressed, ends up in a like a mental institution, and then she moves on. No, she doesn't move on. Sorry, he gets.
When was the last time you watched this movie?
Yeah, but she chooses
27 years ago.
No. I just want to say it without getting in trouble. She moves on purpose. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he moves on because he is helping somebody and gets hit by a car. So all of them are in the afterlife. Okay, so the whole movie, all the tragedy happens right away, and then it's this absolute beauty of a few major themes. Number 1, it won the Academy Award. It won with cinematography. I don't necessarily think about the afterlife. I don't think about a lot of those sort of spiritual or semi-religious, overtones. But the way that they literally painted the afterlife was so incredibly powerful, so incredibly beautiful, it made me want to believe, okay? Like, he stepped in and he, I guess in his own mind, because that's how it works in your head, he stepped into the afterlife and it was paint. So it's like he stepped into it and it was a squishy paint, or he moved things out of the way. And it was like insane. And he gets a helper to kind of help guide him and understand what has happened and understand what's going to happen next. And it's this incredibly beautiful moments of self-discovery. And you're thinking, like, how can you have self-discovery after you're already not there? Because it's about your consciousness. It's about your understanding. It's about your inner connection. So he gets there and he quickly starts trying to find his kids because he knows his kids are there. And he finds out, I don't want to give you all of the plot points, but the most incredible point of the movie is that he wants to find his wife. Now, here's the sad part. When you choose to move on...
This is the longest explanation ever.
People are going to love it. When you choose to move on, it's not about going to hell in this movie. It's about sort of trapping yourselves into a fixed or an enclosed kind of mental hell, okay? So it's not like you've been placed somewhere because you've done something bad. It's because your mind isn't okay. So the whole point of the movie is he tries to get to her to rescue her. And along the ways, he finds out that his kids are actually with him. They just look like different people. There's this beautiful quote where it says something to the effect of, if you got to go through hell, just keep going, because, you don't wait there. And it's all about him getting to her.
Listen, I'm sure
I could cry right now.
I'm sure that there was a beautiful quote in Jack 2 about
and
accepting
if you would have brought your A game to the table, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just telling you, I don't remember what the quote was, but I'm sure there was one about accepting people the way they are. Not to mention that you're like, yeah, it won the Academy, whatever, but it's like...
For cinematography.
I would like someone to let me know if Jack won, like, I don't know, like a Teen Choice Award or something, because people actually get to vote. So it's like actual, the public actually gets to vote.
Do you think Jack...
Period.
First of all, you don't know. There's no period there. You don't even know. But do you think Jack won more? You think Jack won Critics' Choice or
no one's asking for Critics'
People's
Choice.
Choice?
I'm asking
People's
for...
Choice? You think Jack won more than...
If the people voted in People's Choice, sure. Let's pin People's Choice versus...
Oh my God. It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie that turns a cynic, that turns somebody who is agnostic into somebody who desperately wants to believe. And for a movie to be able to do that, there is no possible way you can compare it to anything else. It was incredible. It talked about connection. It talked about the importance of people within your lives. It talked about what you have to go through. It talked about what you need to do for the people that you love in order to finally help them achieve. It's not even in the same hemisphere, honey.
I disagree that point is what makes it a good movie.
You're number 2.
Yeah.
I have my phone here. Go ahead. You choose yours. I'll look up the Critics' Choice Awards.
Don't show your...
I won't. It's way down here. Go ahead.
Okay, my second movie. I'm sitting on my feet. We should have like little stools or something to sit on so that we can do this, because we have one chair, which is what I sit and do it. And then you actually can see the whole wall, but we don't have 2 chairs up here. Actually, we do, but that would have been a lot of work to get both of those chairs in here. Anyways, my second movie just came out recently. One of the I cannot express how much I love this movie, and it was Wonka with Timothée Chalamet in it. You loved that movie too. That was a great movie. She loved it so much, she bought a Wonka hat for our popcorn. Anyways.
Can I talk about your nominations?
Okay.
6 nominations for Jack. You ready? Mm-hmm. Kids' Choice Award.
Oh, I knew it. Okay.
Young Artist Award. 2. I don't even know what that is. Young Star Awards. The NCLOR Bravo Awards. Oh, it also won the Stinkers Bad Movie Award.
Okay, but
continue.
It won the Kids' Choice Awards, which is where kids could go vote for it. So just because...
Do you think kids vote for it?
Yeah. So just because it wasn't necessarily a movie for adults doesn't make it not a good movie.
I think it was for adults.
The kids voted for it. So what, the kids' voices don't count? No, yeah, they do count. Okay, can I continue?
Sure.
What are you doing now?
I'm going to look up What Dreams May Come, but go ahead.
Okay. You already said.
Well, I know, but I was wondering what else, other awards, because they had 2 different Academy Awards. They won one, but...
Back to Wonka. It has... I also love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so seeing a prequel to the amazing movie that was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, amazing. It had so many callbacks to the movie. So like when he finds the penny or the coin or whatever in the, I don't have words today, in the thing, and then he goes and then like buys the winning chocolate bar or whatever, that was also referenced in Wonka. And a lot of the things that happened in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory were kind of like Easter eggs and secretly placed into Wonka, so like a little bit of callbacks here and there. Music, 10 out of 10. There's chocolate and chocolate. So good. I love that song. There was a little bit of tap dancing in there, which I very much appreciate. There was a lot of dancing in general also in there. And then there was the whole, now granted, not really my strong suit or anything, but there was a lot of things that talked about like business and how business is done and the corruption.
The corrosion of business.
The corruption of business. Anyways, storylines and about believing in yourself, which is like my mantra for life. And so it's like his mom believed in him, and then he believed in himself, and all the trials and tribulations that he had to go through, and he kept fighting, even knowing that everything was going against him in the entire movie, but yet at the end of the day, he still did it, and he did it honestly. Period.
All right. My second choice, or my second favorite movie, is Dogma. Have you ever seen Dogma?
No, I don't even know who's in it, what you're talking about, what the thing looks like.
Dogma is a Kevin Williamson movie based on...
Wait, pause. No, was this actually your second movie? Like if I had told you to write them down, or are you just picking this one based on the fact that I
was going to go get it from my shelf and you told me not to get it.
Okay.
By the by, I own all 3 movies. Kevin Smith, sorry, I said Kevin Williamson. Kevin Smith movie. Kevin Smith, just so we know, in real life is a Catholic, pays 10% to the Catholic Church, you know, whatever kind of religious guy. Dogma is a satirical account of the hypocrisy within the Catholic Church. So, number 1, it has incredible political, religious, and corruption implications as to how the Catholic Church, you know, works and what all of their dogma is. And I'll explain what that word means in a second. But also, it doesn't denigrate or it doesn't destroy the idea of faith. It doesn't destroy the idea of spirituality. It doesn't destroy the idea of believing in whatever you believe in. It just speaks about the hypocritical nature of what happens when we form institutions around faith. One of my favorite lines is, belief is a problem, right? Belief starts wars. Belief is definite. It's immobile, right? I have a belief, you have a belief. It just comes head to head. There's no way to have a conversation. This particular movie,
believing is seeing,
argues that you shouldn't have foundational beliefs. You shouldn't be so, entrenched. What you should have is a good idea. Because a good idea, you can have a conversation about it. A good idea means that you're not entrenched in something that maybe doesn't work or maybe that doesn't make any sense. And then
is there a story?
Yeah, well, the story is, and here's the funny story. So here's the story. Dogma is the rules of the church. The rules of the way that the Catholic Church works is that the rules of the Catholic Church, if they be true here, they are true in heaven. So that's what the Catholic Church says. So every 25 years, the Catholic Church has the holy doors opened in the Vatican. I've actually walked through the holy doors in the actual Vatican. I then walked through, bumped my leg, swore in the Vatican, went right back out and came back in just to erase it all. But nonetheless, every 25 years, the doors are open. And what happens with these doors, this is true, you walk through them and all of your sins are absolved, right? So in the movie, archangels played by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which is hysterical. Archangels are angels that have fallen from God's grace, right? They are expelled from the gates of heaven. They have to live their whole life out on earth. These two archangels find out about this tradition in the Catholic Church. Yeah. Find out about the tradition of the Catholic Church. And what they are attempting to do is get to the holy doors, because if these two archangels can walk through the holy doors, God, because all their sins will be absolved, right? God will be forced to then let them into heaven, because what's true on earth is true in heaven. If that happens, God will be wrong. If God is wrong, everything falls apart. So this whole movie is about certain people trying to stop them from getting there and them trying to get there. Now here's the funnier part. The whole movie's led by the 13th apostle, played by Chris Rock. Want to know why he wasn't included? He was black. They kicked him out.
Of what?
All the apostle guys. There's 12 apostles, right? So anyways, it's a whole story of them trying to get back.
Saying.
It's all a story about, you don't know what the apostles are? In Christianity? Jesus is 12 apostles?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the story, there's 12 apostles.
Okay.
The 13th is left out because he's black. It's just funny. And it proves a level of discrimination. Anyways, so they're trying to get back to, and they face all of these things. It's hysterical. But all the while, it's this beautiful satirical movie that really does talk about a level of spirituality and belief of a good idea rather than fundamental beliefs. And I think it's so incredibly applicable to today. At the end, you get to meet God. Do you want to know who's God? Want to know who God is?
I guess you're going to tell us, but I'm so bored by this. There's no dancing. There's no
It's
singing.
Alanis Morissette.
There's no dancing. There's
Alanis
no singing.
Morissette is God. Isn't it ironic? It's a hysterical movie. If not for because there's really dodgy parts, some swearing and some innuendo. If not for those parts, I could play this movie and we could talk about the way the world is now, the way that religion's manipulated, the way that the differences and the chasm between belief and institution and all of those things. I think it's incredibly important. I think it talks about power structures, but it does it in a hysterical way. And by the way, it's about to be re-released because Harvey Weinstein was the producer. So Kevin Smith refused to ever do anything with it after they found out, Harvey was put in prison and all of those things. So Kevin wait to get all the rights back. So when he re-releases it, Harvey doesn't make $1. Dogma. Go ahead.
Wonka. You take so long.
That's the point of the debate.
One thing. There should be a little bell that goes, ding, you've spoken for way too long.
Oh my, do your last movie. Go ahead.
Listen.
Here it is, guys. Are you ready?
It's Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
I just wish you'd pause just for a second. Give it a little bit. Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
It's such a good movie. And
it's a ripoff.
And even though I personally don't think that it's a good movie because of what I'm about to say, I'm just going to say it because this one's sitting over here and it's just going to tip the scale a little bit. It has politics in it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. And the whole thing is around the fact that there's politics involved. I just like
Explain it.
Well, they're in a revolution, and then
they have to dance their way out.
Yeah. No.
Guns. Just get in the circle and see who can.
And I
dance.
know for a fact that she's seen it because when we first started talking, and I told her that was my favorite movie, she went out, bought it, and watched it so that she could have something to talk about with me.
You know what? These are the things you do. You know when you're in a new relationship and you say you like to hike? This was my version of I like to hike. I'm like, I'll buy her movie. I'll watch it. How bad can it be, guys?
It was great.
I'll tell you how bad it can be.
It's not bad at all.
Horrific.
Like I was saying, I'm just going to throw that politics thing in there because this one likes it. And so it's all about when Castro came to power and they were in the revolution, and the part of the thing was that the parents of the American girl who her dad got transferred to go to Cuba didn't like the boy Diego Luna because they were like, oh, he's looking to get out of Cuba or whatever, and that's why he wants to be with you. Meanwhile, they were actually in love. Anyways, the point is that yes, there was politics in there. Not really my thing, but it wasn't like the leading thing for the movie. There's dancing. There's a whole scene where he's trying to teach her how to salsa, which is my favorite because he's like, move your hips like this, a circle. And then she tries and he goes, that's a box, which is the funniest thing ever. And then the amount of practicing and dances that there were, the music, absolutely crazy. So much so that there's a song, you know, My Hips Don't Lie. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that song was actually it was in the Dirty Dancing Havana Nights movie, and it was so good, but they wanted to release it with someone who was an actual, like, popular singer so that it would go on the radio and whatnot. So they actually redid it, and they got Shakira and somebody else on it. I can't remember who the somebody else was, but the music of that soundtrack was so good that they wanted to re-release it so that it would hit radio with like pop artists and stuff. So do you see how short that was? It gives enough information to know that it's got great music, great dancing, a great love story. It's got fighting for their love against other people who don't believe in it, so on and so forth, and some politics in there for you. The end. That's it. That's as short as you can make it. Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a complete and utter ripoff of Dirty Dancing. This is my dance space. This is yours. That was Dirty Dancing.
Nobody said this is my dance space.
Yeah, I know, but the box is a ripoff of that line. They tried to even mimic moments of it.
But that wasn't the case. He wasn't saying this is where I dance. This is where you dance. It's literally him teaching her how to move her hips in a circle, and he says it's a box. So has nothing to do with being in someone's space.
I want this in the comments. Do you think that was trying to replicate or cash in on the fact that Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey made it so incredibly famous? This is my dance space. That is yours. Hold your dance space. Are you kidding me? Anybody goes to anybody in this world and says, I carried a watermelon. They know what we're talking about. Go ahead, try to do that. We'll go out in public. You can say this is your box or whatever you want to say, and I'll say I carried a watermelon.
That's not it.
And we'll find out who knows more. My number one movie, by far, Jaws, 1975.
Quick and snappy, go.
Number one, it made me terrify the ocean for 20 years.
How is that a good thing?
I didn't say it was a good thing. I said that it was that's how impressive that movie was. When you can have a movie,
also,
it makes a full generation.
That shark looked like
anybody who grew up then,
that
go
shark
ahead.
Was going to get you, there's something wrong with
anybody who grew up in that generation, go ahead and tell me you weren't a actually it shifted the entire world in their version and their focus on sharks. Number 2, best character development, the scenes and the conversations, the inclusion of the SS Indianapolis getting torpedoed during World War II, speaking of politics, being out with the sharks. Incredible.
Characters were
absolutely boring. Incredible. Some of the best lines ever of any movie. You're going to need a bigger boat. Go ahead. We'll walk around and I'll say lines from Jaws and you say a line from any movie you've ever watched.
The only reason that I even know where that's from is because you love Jaws. But if you were to come up to me and I had no idea who you were, right? And you just come up to me and you're like, we're going to need a bigger boat. I'm going to be like, go get one. Like, I don't know what you want me to,
I'm telling you, if we go out to the real world and we can test this theory, if you think for a minute, you can give a quote from Dirty Dancing Havana Nights next to Jaws?
I'm just
saying.
Have
you lost your ever-loving mind?
Well, we can try because
Roy Schneider?
I've never
Come on. Robert Shaw, one of the best actors on stage and on screen.
Diego
period.
Luna?
Nobody knows Diego Luna. Not a single person.
You've lost your mind because he was also in Star Wars.
So? What? Just because he was... And first of all, what Star Wars was he in?
I don't know. He was in it. One of them.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. I will put any one of my movies
Also,
against any one of hers. Go in the comments.
Just because you can quote something, though, I'm just gonna say this. Just because that you can quote something doesn't make it good.
Just because I can quote it, though, makes it incredibly impactful to me. It means that I have watched it significant amounts of times. I can apply it to many different instances in life.
But it doesn't mean that it's good, though.
That's what an argument brings.
You can walk around and quote, I don't even know, and whatever it is that you're quoting doesn't necessarily make it a good thing. You could be quoting something and it ended up being bad.
Very rarely. Can you give me an example?
I can, but I don't like getting political on my channel.
From a movie?
No, for anything. It could
No,
be real life.
We're talking about movies. I'll Be Back. Great movie. Just Keep Swimming. Great movie.
Sure, but you're not understanding my point. Is just because
The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. Great movie. This is
what happens when she doesn't listen. She just keeps going with her own point, and I'm telling you that just because you can quote something doesn't make it good.
Quote a movie that is bad. We're talking about movies here.
And I'm telling
Have a movie quote in your head that's bad.
She doesn't get it.
Yeah. We're talking about movies. Why would you talk about real life?
Because I'm just giving the example that just because you can quote something doesn't make it a good thing. That's all I'm saying.
And I am saying,
just because you can quote a movie, it makes it a good movie.
We're arguing.
No.
Are we not arguing movies? I am saying that in order for a quote to be so incredibly culturally relevant that I remember it, I can apply it, I can walk around in this world and people know it left, right, and center, gives importance and reverence to that particular movie.
But it doesn't make it good. It could have been a bad movie.
Give me an example.
It could have been a bad movie that everybody ended up seeing because it was bad or whatever.
Give me one example of that.
I can't think of one
This is
now.
what I'm saying, because you don't remember any quotes from bad movies.
I don't remember quotes from good movies either.
I'm just saying. I don't think
I'm not the right person to ask. I'm just telling you, there could be bad stuff that is put out there that people can quote.
But here's the difference.
Help me out in the comments and just do it for me, please.
This is how the argument goes. I have a laundry list of ways to back up my argument. You have I don't know, why don't you guys check? Yeah. That's not an argument.
It sure is.
It is not.
Just because I can't back it right this second doesn't mean it doesn't make it an argument.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That's the end.
Okay. That's a little rude, though.
No, but it's a quote!